All right, welcome to Know the Odds once again. We're going to do week 5 best bets of the NFL. Thanks for coming along with us, everybody. We're going to jump right in. As always, follow along with us and our betting progress at knowtheodds.net. And you can see how we're doing, how you measure up to our bets. We've been having a lot of fun with it, so let's jump right in. We got a Thursday night bet for yes, so make sure that you get it in there quick and get the bets in. It's going to be the Rams at the Seahawks. Rams are expected to be the favorites, and DraftKings has them listed as 2.5-point favorites. Now, nobody's doubting that the Rams are a better team than the Seahawks. That's why they're listed as the favorites. I got them listed as the favorites in this game. But 2.5 points is the line that you give a team or a game when you have no idea what's going to happen or the consensus isn't out yet on which side of the line people are going to be betting on. So it might be that this game that is just a little too early for the sports books to establish what they really want this line to be set at. But right now the situation is that the Rams have shown themselves to be a very large force to deal with, but they lost last week's game to the Cardinals. And on the other hand, you got the Seahawks, who have shown a few problems. They're okay and all, but they won last week's game. So you have those two factors coming in together to give possibly the only reason that I can see as to why this line is as low as it is. I got the Rams winning by 6, so we're going to take the Rams to cover the spread in this game. And that's going to be our first bet of the week. It's going to happen on Thursday, so like I said, make sure you get in on it quick. The next one you got a little bit more time to think about. It's going to be the Saints versus Washington. Now, I try as a rule to bet on teams that I consider to be good and that I expect to be good. I don't like betting on teams that I think are bad and that I'm expecting them to be bad. It's a better feeling when you win a bet when your team does well rather than you're expecting them to do poorly and they meet your expectation. I just think it's a good betting principle as well to bet on good teams rather than poor teams. That's a little rabbit trail, but you got two okay teams. I wouldn't call the Saints or the Washington football team bad teams, but they're both below average. But we're going to take one of these teams to cover the spread. Right now, the Saints are in Washington, and again, it's a 2.5-point spread in favor of the Saints. And same talk as before, 2.5 points. I don't think the sports books know really where the consensus is on this game, and they're just kind of seeing what's going to happen. They don't really know who to rank in this game as the favorite, so they're just picking one and giving them 2.5 points, and it's kind of the lazy approach. But that's what I see when I see 2.5-point spread. In a similar situation to the game before, I just have the Saints winning at a whole lot more than 2.5 points. I got it closer to around 7 points. And by the way, when I handicapped this week's games, I had a few games that are going to be around 2.5 points or 3 points. There's times when it's that close, but usually, in my experience, 2.5 points just means that the sports books have no idea what's going to happen. And if you can figure out where that real edge is supposed to be or where that line is supposed to be, you got a pretty solid bet on your hands. And that's what I think we got in this situation here. The Saints to cover the spread against Washington. Now, our third bet of the day is going to be the Packers and the Bengals. Packers, of course, are the favorites, and they're listed as a 3-point favorite, which is similar to 2.5 points, but I won't beat that horse to death. I think the sports books are overestimating the Bengals' abilities here. They're doing good against below-average teams. They're playing well against good teams, even though they lose sometimes. But I don't think the Bengals have any business being compared to the Packers in their ability. Packers are the next, if not the next couple levels above the Bengals. I think this is going to be a 10-point game in favor of the Packers. The Bengals are good, but what the good things that we've seen from them have been from less than great teams so far this year. Joe Burrow is showing a lot of promise, but there's not really a lot to work with on that team there. So I know they're having a home game here, but it should be pretty well controlled by the Packers in this game. So we're going to have the Packers to cover the spread as well in this game with a spread of 3 points. And that's going to wrap up our 3 bets of the week. So I appreciate you guys following along with us. In review, that's the Rams, the Saints, and the Packers to cover the spread. Each has the favorites in their individual games. Wish you all the best of luck this week 5 in the NFL, and we'll see you guys next week. Take care. Bye.